um, at least on paper in 2000, right? So we probably started delivering product in 2001. The company is one of the first companies, new manufacturing. You say manufacturing in regards to industrialized manufacturing. And the separation there is for what's the difference? What are we talking about? High end, the very high end, beautiful, bespoke gun market is not really industrialized manufacturing per se. Each gun is different. Each one is custom. Each one and that's a phenomenal thing. But it incorporates a lot of handwork. And that's not the strict term of industrialization or of a production line. So we're the first company to really establish an industrialized company producing shotguns and firearms in the Valley specifically in probably 60 years, I think. So, and we started from scratch in a rental building and with the minimal resources and a lot of enthusiasm and just enough information and experience to barely be able to figure out how to do it. But a whole lot of passion in what we do. Giorgio is from the Valley, and his family's been in it for generations. He lives and breathes it. His family, extensions of his family, make other brands of firearms. And Giorgio is a sportsman. He's out. He loves hunting. He does some clay shooting. On my end, I the same. Just love, first and foremost, before I'm in the business of selling shotguns, I'm in the business of using shotguns. And I just absolutely love it. I started, my grandfather was always a trap shooter. Started when I was real young, getting out and trap shooting with my grandfather was a really cool thing to go do. And then I finally convinced my father to take me hunting. My grandfather didn't hunt. My father had hunted when he was small, but hadn't for many years, so I convinced him to get me out bird hunting. And then when sporting clays came along, it just got even worse, and I was totally addicted. And so my first passion is going out hunting and shooting and using the products we make. The second part of it is taking a degree in marketing and combining it with what I have such a passion for, which is, the product, in shotgunning. So it makes every day, for me, I'm getting off on a tangent a little bit, but it makes every day for me, not a day at the office, but a day of going and having fun. I got the coolest job in the world, which is designing and helping design, sell, and talking with people that are involved with hunting and shotguns. And so that's how we started. We delivered the first guns to the U.S. market in early 2003. We've grown every consecutive year except for 2009. We were a little big downturn in the economy. We had a little downturn. And in 2010, one of our biggest suppliers signaled that they were interested in retiring and divesting the company, and we had grown to the point where we had the resources to purchase that supplier. They made a lot of components for us, and that company is FabArm. FabArm is 115 years old, more or less, 118 years.
No, at the beginning of the late last century, so in 1990.
So
1890.
1890s is Fab. And FabArm is volume and revenue second to the Beretta Group in Italy before we made contact with them. Modern factory in Brescia, not in the Valley, big industrial park, fairly large complex.
It's a shame because we are not able to find out exactly when Faber started, because there is a lot of history behind the Gallesi family, and it was interesting. Sooner or later we will find out, because nobody knows exactly when.
You'll find that magical receipt.
Magic of 500 years.
501. But all jokes aside, So yeah, that's the basic outline of the story. We acquired 50% of that time, and about 2 years later, the other 50% of the company. We've expanded our footprint there. We just acquired another building adjacent to the factory. How many square meters, Giorgio, do we have in total at Fab Arm production?
10,000.
Plus the new building?
Not 10,000 in Faber only,
Yeah.
and including the new building,
Okay.
and now more than 2,000 in abrasion mechanic.
So, and I mean, floor size, but we have production capabilities that are incorporate pretty much almost every aspect of the manufacture of the gun, except where we don't do the external machining of and heading up of the stocks. And that's always one of those things that you can't incorporate that even in the same building. Oh, of course, an engraving is outsourced. We don't do internal engraving. Very, very few do.
It's really unusual in Italy because only the barrel today they are making just three companies in Italy is making the barrel inside. One is Beretta, one is Faber, and the other one is Perazzi. All the other buy the barrel for a different supplier. And so
Which is kind of an interesting fact, you know. There's some companies that make barrels for the trade, right? But internalized, it's just the three companies that make their own barrels. And we have fantastic technology for making the barrels. And that's a subject that I'd like to maybe broach a little later, which is how a gun handles, feels, points, swings, all these things people talk about. Double guns, what makes one feel clunky and what makes one feel magical, right? And those are vague terms as applied to a mechanical thing, but there is very specific things that you have to attend to try to get to those qualities, right? And barrel manufacturing, there's a lot that goes into it, but barrel manufacturing is definitely a main component.